What is happening, people? This is Gagan from Team Code Plus Plus, and today I'm very excited to talk about this product called Prometheus. Before going into what Prometheus is, we need to understand why do we need Prometheus at first place. In today's rapidly growing IT world, we don't want to spend time on the products that are already there. We don't want to build products from scratch which are open source, right? So just for an example, we don't want to build an email application as alternatively we have third-party services like Outlook or a Gmail. Of course, unless and until you're building a product that is competitor to Outlook or Gmail. Just like that, we need alerting mechanism in every enterprise application. Today, we don't build application alerts using shell scripting or Python scripts. We have huge log files located at different paths and different on different servers, and we need to get these alerts whenever there is a mishappening, right? This mishappening could be a programmatic error or a runtime error or even a business error or even a warning, right? Prometheus help us solve this problem. It not only alerts our system errors, but also can alert business exceptions and errors. So before installation, let us go through the official documentation and see what Prometheus has for us. So I'll click on introduction and overview. So as I told you, Prometheus is an open source monitoring and alerting toolkit. There are a couple of terms that we use in Prometheus. One of them is matrices. So what are matrices? Matrices are numeric measurements. So consider your CPU utilization has reached 95% on the server. So this 95% is a matrix, okay? And each matrix in Prometheus is recorded against timestamp. So Prometheus collects and stores its matrices as time series data. Okay. And what is this time series? Time series means that the changes are recorded over time. Consider you have a web application and you see that the response time for that web application is on the slower side. Now you want to know what is the average number of requests per minute in last 1 hour. So these kind of complex queries can be easily created using a PromQL in Prometheus. So we'll go through this later, but for now, you need to know that there is a query language where we can write complex queries using PromQL. Now we know where Prometheus is used. It is the system you go to during an outage to allow you to quickly diagnose problems. But where does not fit? So according to their documentation, the scenarios such as per request billing, it is not a good choice as the data collected will likely not be detailed and complete enough. Prometheus prefers reliability over 100% accuracy. So there are trade-offs where a tiny amount of data may be lost rather than taking out the whole system. This is fine for monitoring, but rarely okay when the money is involved. So now before moving to installation, I have one more topic to cover. So now we know that Prometheus is proactively detecting problems in the system versus waiting for the problems to unfold, right? There is a concept of exporters in Prometheus. These exporters pushes the information to Prometheus for monitoring purpose. So these exporters, they're converting the key matrices to the format that Prometheus can understand. Okay. So for server, we have different exporters. For database, we have different exporter. Likewise, for Docker or Kubernetes, we have different exporters. So these exporters will provide you all the relevant information in the format the Prometheus can understand. Let us see what all exporters are available to documentation. So if you click on instrumenting, click on exporters and integration, you will see a lot many third parties exporters that are available. Few of them has official tag with them. This means that Prometheus GitHub organization itself is supporting that exporter. Okay. So consider you have a database, MySQL Server database in your application. So all you need to do is integrate this MySQL exporter with your Prometheus, and it is just an configuration file changes, a few lines of code in the configuration file, and then this exporter will send all the matrices information to the Prometheus where we can monitor them. We can also have a graphical user interface, just like a Grafana, where we can see the graphs and we can monitor and keep the alerts there as well. Similarly, if you want to monitor a health of the server, what is the RAM utilization right now, or what is the CPU utilization, or even the disk utilization, these all things comes under a node exporter. If I search here node, you see node system metrics exporter. This will put all the information related to the server to the Prometheus. Similarly, if you have a web application and you have an endpoint URL in them, so you want to see the response time of those endpoint URLs. So we have black box exporter. So this is the black box exporter. And what this will do is for each and every endpoint URL that you have mentioned in the configuration of this exporter, we can pass parameters as well. We can pass headers as well to that URL. This will calculate the response time and other statistics of those URL and then alert you accordingly. All right, let's begin with installing Prometheus and Node Exporter. So I am on my official website, prometheus.io download, and I have already downloaded the Linux version of the zip file for Prometheus as well as for the node exporter. If I go to this directory, I have two directories, node exporter and Prometheus. So if I open this terminal, you can see I have this zip file here. So I'm going to extract this file. I'm going to go to this directory. And if here you can see we have the script itself that will run as a service continuously, and we have a prometheus.yml file. So all the configurations, so whatever configurations we do in this YML. Consider we have a node exporter. All the configuration for those node exporters will be done here. Just to show you, I'll catch this file. Here you can see this, we have the configuration where Prometheus is running on localhost 9090. So I'll run this Prometheus here, okay, and I'll go to my browser and I'll search localhost 9090. Here you can see the web page. This means the Prometheus is running as expected. Okay. Similarly, we are going to go to the node exporter directory. I'm going to open the terminal here. I'm going to do list the files. I'm going to extract the files here as well. Okay, I'm going to go to the directory and I'm going to list all the files. So you see there is one node exporter executable file. So I'm going to run that as well. So the node exporter is listening on port 9100. I'll open a new terminal or a new tab here. I'll do a curl http localhost 9100. Alright, curl is not installed. I'll install this quickly. Okay, alright, it's done. I'll do curl this, and you can see it is exporting a body. It is exporting as a HTML page. Alright, if I open this, you can see the matrices. If I click on matrices, you can see all the matrices and its value. All right, now let's integrate Node Exporter with Prometheus. So again, I'm on the official docs. Click on Get Started. Go to Guides and click on Monitoring Linux Host Metrics with Node Exporter. Under this, you will find a heading or a subheading saying Configuring your Prometheus instance. So here, these are the lines of configuration that we are going to put it under prometheus.yml file. What actually we are telling Prometheus is that our node manager is running on localhost 9100, and you need to fetch the records from that every 15 seconds. All right. So by default, Prometheus has set this scrap interval to 15 seconds. So I'll copy only this line of code and I'll show you that this has already been configured there. Okay. Let me go to the directory where Prometheus is installed. Open terminal here. List all the files. Do vim of prometheus.yml file. All right. Press enter. Insert and paste the content here. So you need to make sure your indentation is right here because the file will not work else. So once done, save this, list the file and run Prometheus again. Once you see this message server is ready to receive web request, then you are good to go. I'll open a new tab. I'll go to directory path and I'll run node exporter again. Okay, so it says listening on address 9100. I'll go to web browser and I'll see if all the matrices is getting fetched. That is right. I'll see if Prometheus is running or not properly. Let me go to targets and it says up and up. Both instances are up. All right. So I'll go to Prometheus and I'll see say up here and execute. 1 means it is up, 0 means it is down. So we have two jobs running, right? So if you go to YML file once again, you see I have two job name. One is Node and one is Prometheus. So those two were there. So if you look here, scrape interval is set to 15 seconds. By default, it is every 1 minute. If I don't mention this thing here, it will scrap. It will scrap means the node manager will push the data to Prometheus every 1 minute. In this case, every 15 seconds. And this is done through HTTP protocol. So here, if you go in the matrices and if you search for node memory, right, you'll see the available memory in bytes, right? And if I query this up here, you'll see this much of memory in bytes is available. If I want to see this in GB, I'll just do this and I'll execute. This says that 1.8 GB of memory is available right now. So if you want to see the graphs for this, what we can do is click on graph and we can see what is available memory at a certain period of time. You can see the graph was not from here to here, there was no reading. This means the Prometheus was not running between this time. Okay, that is why the reading is not being captured, right? Prometheus stores everything in its own database, right? Now we are monitoring the system using Node Exporter and Prometheus. Now what we need is we need alerting mechanism. This alerting mechanism is divided into two parts. Okay, the first part is that Prometheus, whatever alerts we have configured in Prometheus, will send the alert to Alert Manager. And Alert Manager will again send the alert to us in the form of emails, Slack notifications, whatever is required. Okay, I'll keep this for you to try. If you face any issues, let me know in the comment section. I will create a video on this as well. Thank you for watching this video. Do not forget to hit that like button if you like the content. If not, do let us know in the comments that as well. See you in the next video. Peace.